My dear friend and mentor, James Pershing Isaacs, wrote the book Complementarity in Biology way back in the 50s. Now, I reinterpreted the book as a Prometheus so you can really understand. I tried to make it a little more simpler to fill it out. But Dr. Isaacs proposed that we have quantum events in the subatomic, very, very small. But if in certain places, like in biology, if there's enough of those events, and it can produce a similar type of indeterminacy, then this indeterminacy, these biological events, would also be quantic. Working with him and advising him was the great Werner Heisenberg. This is the guy who won the Nobel Prize in 1932, and he actually helped work on the ideas of the complementarity. And he proposed this incredible formula that allows us to understand what is quantic, what is thermodynamic. And when we apply this to the synaptic cleft, oh my God, the synaptic cleft is quantic. It is not Newtonian in nature. So thereby, we have to change our ideas of medicine. This is what the Prometheus is all about. So read the Prometheus and watch. Because we're able to prove that the synaptic cleft is a quantic process. So then thinking is a quantic process, not thermodynamic. An example, if we were to take an inanimate thermodynamic object like a ball and throw it, if we have exact knowledge of how we throw it, the direction, the force, etc., and if we send this out, we'll be able to very easily calculate where it lands within some degree of accuracy. But now what if we take a quantic event, something living, a living system? Let's throw a chicken. Now if we throw the chicken, we're going to find out we've dramatically increased the indeterminacy, the uncertainty. And Heisenberg told us that the first gulp of the natural sciences will turn you to an atheist, but at the bottom of the glass, God is waiting for you. Another great in quantum physics, Erwin Schrödinger, he wrote about life, and he found that there was a negative entropy, a life force, an order, an organization, information, complexity, something that maintained the reproduction and the metabolism in an orderly fashion. He called it negative entropy, a life force. And he said that this is a nutrient. In other words, when we eat the plants and the animals, we want the nutrient of neg entropy, the life force. It's not in the synthetics. This negative entropy is the force that fights against decay and death and entropy. It is needed, and we need this. It's a vital nutrient for our lives. And then the body is made of atoms. Around the outside of the atoms are electrons. The electrons don't touch, and the atoms don't touch. What does touch is photons. And at the cellular level, every cell, every part of the cell is responding to electromagnetic radiation. We've done the movies on this to help prove this. You should take a look at that work because it is quite extensive, and I cannot afford to review it now. But what we can see is that undeniably, biology, thereby medicine, is quantic. We need to now deal with a different set of rules. So studies have shown that large objects, even humans, even living systems, large objects can have entanglement, and entanglement is not destroyed. Studies have shown us this as well. And basically, we know that quantum physics is an indeterminacy. There's an observer effect. There's an entwinement. And now what we've been able to show, that the biology is quantic because of its life force, neg entropy, and how the synaptic cleft falls under the Heisenberg formula. Now the quantic systems will express themselves with indeterminacy, uncertainty, entwinement of particles or systems, once joined, will maintain a level of communication. And the consciousness of an observer can affect a particle or system. And this is what we've been able to show and prove in all the different research of quantum entwinement as a principle of human communication and biology, because this is what James Pershing Isaacs wrote in his original book.